So, welcome to Sports Pitch Podcast, the Q&A episode number 4. All right, so we went to our social media, our TikTok, our Instagram, majority Instagram. So if you don't follow our socials, they will be in the description below. So make sure you go and follow. And we ask you guys to ask questions about the week in sport or any other question you have regarding sport in general. And we are here to answer those questions. So with question number 1, producer.
Thoughts on Sam Walker going to the Broncos?
Start with him.
Oh, look, we spoke about this last week. It's pushing more towards that, especially now that he's dropped for the week. 100%. But, yeah, it won't surprise me. I think we'll keep him for a couple more years, but when Reynolds retires, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think we said it, me and you said it the first episode of the podcast. I think we said that no one leaves the Broncos with the intention of not going back to the Broncos eventually. And now everything that's come out and his family has given it to Cooper Cronk because he's the halves coach, and they're saying that his coaching isn't really playing to Sam's strengths. It's there's a lot of things going on in the background.
Apparently, it was Cronk that asked for him to be dropped.
Yeah, that's.
I don't think it's the worst thing to happen to him. But to answer the question, you said it all. Yeah, I think he'll go to the Broncos 100%.
Eventually.
Yeah, after Reynolds.
After Reynolds. And Reynolds' contract ends this year, so it's aligning, but,
I think they're talking about a Reynolds extension. But we'll
maybe for a year, yeah.
I think they'll extend him for a year. But
I think Reynolds can go for another year.
Sam Walker will end up at the Broncos.
Yeah, I think so. I think so too. Just like Walsh went back, I think
no one leaves Brisbane with the intent of not going back.
100%, that's what I think. All right, next question.
Who is the greatest NRL kicker of all time?
Okay, NRL goal kicker. So I don't know if they're thinking about goal kicking or just general in-play kicking.
No, it's goal kicking.
Yeah, surely it's
goal kicking?
Surely.
Okay, we'll talk about... Is it goal kicking? Okay, goal kicking.
Of my time, I could probably say Hazem or Masri.
Okay.
If it's all time, I would say, I don't know, Garrick he's there for me, but he's still new. Probably Thurston.
There's one right answer.
I'm trying to remember now. Shit.
There's one right answer. He said it.
Hazem, yeah.
Hazem or Masri is the greatest goal kicker of all time. My dad watches games now and goes, fuck, why don't they bring back Hazem?
That's true.
Like, the guy's 50, bro. He goes, yeah, just let him come on, kick the goal and jump off. But do you remember on the footy show when they had that kick for $10,000 and they brought him on because no one could win it and he missed?
Yeah.
Right in front, 30 metres out.
Have you seen him smack that helium ball?
Yeah, bro. It goes 100 metres and more. Yeah. So, yeah, Hazem or Masri is the greatest goal kicker of all time.
100%. In our time, anyway.
Of all time.
Why do you
They were bad back in the day.
Yeah.
Next question.
Why do you go for the teams you go for?
Okay, we'll start with you because yours is the simplest one.
Simplest, yeah. Born in St. George Hospital, raised in the Cogra area. I went to the primary school across the road from what used to be Jubilee Oval, now it's Net Strata. Dragons used to come to the school at the time when we were younger, so just fell in love with them from a young age, and my whole family, my uncles and support them. So.
Yeah, right. So I go for the Bulldogs because I remember this is in 2003. Bulldogs were playing the Tigers, and I was sitting there. This is the first game I ever watched.
Yeah. It
was 2003. All right. So I sat there and I'm watching this game, and it was Bulldogs-Tigers, and I said, whoever wins this game, I'm going to start supporting.
Fuck, you could have easily been a Tigers fan.
We're both. It's fucked either way.
That's, wow.
I said, whoever's going to win this game, I'm going to support. Okay? And my cousin was supporting the Bulldogs at the time, and I was sitting there, I'm like, fuck, I hope the Tigers win just to
piss him off,
get one over him. But the Bulldogs ended up winning, and I seen like, it was back when I used to play at the Sydney Showground, so the stadium was packed. It was a smaller stadium than ANZ. Showground's not there anymore, but when it was there, it was packed out, and the fans went crazy. So I just fell in love with them.
I think it's still there. They just use it for the Easter show and that.
No, they knocked it down. And they built what's it called?
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they built. What's the stadium there called? The
Acorn?
new one. The new one. No, the new one next to it.
I don't know. Anyway,
the smaller one. Yeah.
So well, either way, you would have won a premiership the year after or the year after that.
True. Yeah. So
true.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's why I started supporting the Bulldogs.
That's fair.
For me, it was the rugby league live game.
Told me
Craig Wing was an incredible player on the game, and every time I used the Roosters, because me and my cousins, we all used to play every day. Like,
what year was that? What game was that? PS2?
It was 2003.
2 or 3, yeah. It came out. It's the first rugby league game.
PS1?
No, 2. PS2.
2, whatever, I think.
PS2.
Anyways, yeah, so Craig Wing was my favourite player in the game. He won me a few games, so I started going for them because of him. That's it.
And this is where we are now.
That's fair, yeah.
You're loving it.
We've been going through tough patches, me and Ali.
Yeah, bro, it's been fun. Hey, at least I'm not a Tigers fan. Next question.
Best halfback in the last decade?
Best halfback last decade, so 10 years. So from what? Let's say 2013 till now, best halfback. I think this is going to be
Thurston.
unanimous. Ooh.
How are we doing this again like last week?
Thurston.
It's Kronk.
Drops his go.
No, he's my go. But you know what? The start end of the decade, Thurston. The back end of the decade, probably Cleary. Because now the past 5 years.
We're talking about decade. It's Kronk.
Last 10 years.
It's Kronk.
I know what a decade is now.
All right.
It's Kronk.
You think Kronk?
Easy Kronk.
Okay, so I think Thurston overall in his career was better. His whole career. I think over the last 10 years, Kronk was better. He won, the 3 premierships in a row.
Yeah.
I think all up he won 5 in that
Grand
decade.
finals in that decade, yeah, which is
Oh, that's
fucking
a good
unheard
thing.
of, man. That's crazy.
That's a fair answer.
This day and age, that's crazy.
That is a fair
So
answer.
I picked Kronk in the past decade, saying that Thurston, I do think, had an overall career, he was a better player. Next question, please.
Most overrated player currently.
Most overrated player currently. I want to talk about this. Episode 1, I said Dylan Edwards was overrated. I'd like to take that
That
back.
was stupid. Yeah.
I'll take that back now and apologise. Because
Really?
that was stupid.
So do you have an overrated player right now?
Overrated? Let's go you two and then I'll think.
I can say overrated that people suck him off, but he's not that great. Would be one of them would be Moses, for me.
Okay.
Because,
Luai.
Huh?
Yeah.
Luai.
Lord.
Luai is a good one too.
His team makes him look good. You put him into a team like the Tigers or something, he looks like Brooks, if not worse.
That's a good answer.
That's what I think.
I think I agree with you. Luai is overrated. I think he is the most overrated player.
And Gutherson is another.
I was going
overrated
to
player.
say Gutherson is up there. I'll throw one into the mix because I believe if this guy leaves the club he's at, everyone will see
Can I
him.
just guess who it is?
the
I reckon
Florida
it's
is.
Jerome Hughes.
Jerome
We
Hughes.
said at the same time.
Jerome Hughes.
Yeah,
I think Jerome Hughes. Is that what you're going to say? Yeah. See, I think if Jerome Hughes leaves Melbourne, he will be found out hard. A couple of years ago, Warriors went in hard for him, offering him $1 million plus deal. I think that would have been fucking spilled.
But back then, the Warriors were a graveyard for anyone that went there.
Yeah, 100%. But I think that he's a system player. I think Munster has such a good hold on that team that it allows
plays
Hughes
free footy,
just
yeah.
to play his game. He does whatever he wants on the field.
Yeah.
If you go to a Warriors, for example, you got to step up. You're the main player now. And I don't think he's just got that
No,
in him.
I agree.
Yeah, so, yeah, they're
But that's what's
a few
good about
overrated
that's what's
players.
good about Melbourne. They've got that player that controls, which maybe that's the other.
Lets him run wild. Yeah. Next question, please, producer.
Land says, I think Tamalolo was always overrated. Why do you think he's not playing as well as he did?
So this is a good question. Now, we've had these conversations a lot. We used to talk about this a lot in the gym, me and him. And even his brother
You
used to
and him?
chime in. Yeah, me and Lan and I think it was Pan. They used to always go, nah. No. They used to say Tavita Pengai Jr. is better than him.
No,
That's what they used to say.
There was that one game where he manhandled him.
Who?
You just remember it, Pangai.
Pengai pumped him. Yeah,
And that's when the big talks came about Pangai.
yeah, but
I don't think he's always been overrated. He was a workhorse when he first came into the league. But like we said before on the podcast, I think the coach has changed his style of play, which is
yeah. So we spoke about it in this week's podcast. If you haven't seen it yet, go watch it. Not Pengai. Tamalolo. The way he was playing before Todd Payton came in, he was the best, if not the second best forward in the league.
100%. I agree.
His running was unbelievable. His offloading was unbelievable. They used to take him off for 10, 15 minutes a game and bring him back on, and he'd go out there, and run riot.
You'd be lucky to get 2 men to tackle that guy.
Yeah, it
at
was
any point
crazy.
in the
Yeah,
game.
but before, so the gap between where he signed that 10-year contract, was it?
Yeah,
And Payton, he went downhill from there.
yeah, 100%.
I think
Then Payton fixed him up last year.
yeah.
And
No,
now,
no, last year he still wasn't.
But he started to come back.
Yeah, but he wasn't offloading like he used to. He
Yeah,
wasn't.
it's different.
I
He's
think-
getting older
He
now.
gave him he's given him such shorter stints on the field, man. He used to play 60 minutes minimum. Now you're lucky if you get him for 50.
But you find me a player that gets a 10-year contract and plays good for the whole 10 years.
No,
Also,
but bro,
that's right.
Tamalolo was playing well.
He did mention that 10-year
No, when he got the contract, he was playing
After
100%.
Even after that, man.
No,
Even
after that, he started slacking off.
After that, I think the job security that he's got 10 years, I think also has an effect on his game.
But after Thurston left, he was nowhere to be
man,
seen anymore.
I think the year before Payton, bro, he was a gun. He was an absolute gun. He used to offload. Bro, he was on Supercoach. You had to have Tamalolo. If you didn't have Tamalolo, you were losing.
Yeah, that's true. From the start of the year too.
Yeah, you had to get. He was the first
He was
player
a
picked
certainty.
because of why
Offloads
Supercoach
and
walks
shit,
off offloads, run meters, post contact meters. He used to get them all. So if I'm just going off that, and I know Supercoach doesn't really translate into real life rugby league, but you go off his offloading, his running, how hard he used to run, how much meters he used to make. He was such a good player. Payton came and changed up his game style. Worked last year because the Cowboys went well, but this year you're seeing it. How bad are they going? So, yeah, I think the coach has to get him back to the way he was playing.
Yeah.
Give him the freedom. Do whatever you want.
Go run to what
He
we call,
needs
mate.
someone down his throat. Yes, he's got that 10 years, or it's not 10
Yeah,
years
he doesn't have
anymore.
long left. Yeah, it's not long left.
It's not 10 years anymore, but someone has to threaten him with his job. Or you know you have that 7 or 8 years, 6 or 7 years left, but sorry, we'll take it off you if you keep going the way you're going. Make him play for a purpose.
Bro, I think it's Payton who's getting him to play that way.
Yeah, I
You
agree.
can always change. He wants to pass the ball.
Yeah, but Payton will pull him up.
Yeah, run at a brick wall, he'll kill it.
Payton will put him up. Anyway, next question.
What are your thoughts on Candace Warner using Sonny Bill Williams as clout for her new book?
This. Talk, Hardy.
All right, so for those who don't know, so back in the day, Sonny Bill Williams had a relationship with Candace Warner, she's married to Warner now, the cricketer. What's his name?
David Warner.
David Warner.
David
She's married to him now, and they were had a relationship. I don't know if it was a one night thing, but they had a relationship, and then all of a sudden, years later, she's brought it up again. She's brought it up again, coincidentally,
When she's dropping her book.
when she's releasing her book, right? And she's got everyone talking. I fucking forgot she existed.
Yeah.
She only existed because of Sonny Bill's name.
Exactly.
First of all. Second of all, it happened in 6.
Ages ago.
2006. The man has, since then, 2 years later, became a devout Muslim, changed his whole life around, got himself a wife, got himself kids. Keep his name out your mouth.
So,
All right,
bro,
the bloke's changed his life. The bloke's trying to do better for himself and his family. You don't need to fucking clout chase with this man's name.
100%.
Get his contact.
Candace Warner is not worth the floor that Sonny Bill walks on.
Yeah, because anyone will do anything these days for clout. They don't give a shit who they shit on.
100%.
Like, that's it.
But fuck me, to bring his name up
Yeah, no,
now.
it's a shit go.
After everything he's done, like he went from being this hard party boy lifestyle to what he is now. Man, now he is an inspiration and a role model
He's a real leader,
for
yeah.
every, not just Muslim, for every child, man. Like if I'm a father, right? I want my son to look up to someone like Sonny Bill. Like look how well he handles himself. When he's in public, I've heard
well-spoken,
nothing but good things about him.
Yeah, he's a gentleman.
Nicest guy, yes.
He's a gentleman.
Nicest guy. For someone who is that big. Like the World Cup medal, for example, that he won. He gave it to a kid.
Yeah, but I probably wouldn't even do that.
I wouldn't do that. No way I'd
World Cup
do
medal,
that. I don't
No
give a
normal
fuck.
person would, but a humble man like him that does not care about this life is just working for his. for the end,
100%. 100%.
That's a man you're meant to be, and for her to come and use his name to make money, just leave the man alone.
Yeah.
Leave him alone. Keep his fucking name out your mouth.
Yeah.
All right? And honestly, just fucking...
Do you, bro? You want
Yeah,
to
exactly.
sell a book? Do you?
Release your book. You don't have to fucking drop anyone's name.
That's it.
If you think you're fucking big enough to release a book,
Yeah. Like
You
who
don't
cares
need-
about your
true,
book?
yeah.
you don't need to fucking drop names.
But I told you, anyone do anything now.
Yeah, 100%.
If
It's
you're
fucking
gonna sell
disgusting.
a book by using Sonny Bill's name, you might as well name it Sonny Bill's biography or something.
I swear to God. So yeah, that's our fucking opinion on Candace Warner.
I think that G'd everyone up.
Go
Fucking
fuck
whore.
yourself, Candace.
Does height matter in soccer?
Does height matter in soccer?
Depending on the
Yes,
position you play.
yeah.
Position, 100%.
Back four, yeah.
Back four, you need to have some height.
Well,
Sort of. You have to sort of.
Martinez, I can name you some great centre backs who are under 6'4".
But more than average is you need a tall.
100%. But there have been some great centre backs. So Baresi was under 6 foot, under 5 foot.
Fuck me.
No,
Smaller than you.
He was under 6 foot, and he's one of the greatest centre backs of all time. You have Martinez now killing it in the Premier League, where everyone munched him.
Look, as a keeper, you definitely can't be short. That's a bit rough.
Yeah, keeper.
be
Like
long-
we had one,
long
like
tall.
one was a Compos, who was
But look at Courtois. He's
Yeah,
a spider.
6'6", yeah, he's a
natural
freak.
spider.
who else do we have? We have Puyol was under 6 foot,
He was good.
and there's some legendary centre backs. I think Franz Beckenbauer as well, regarded as one of the greatest centre backs of all time. A lot of people would say is the greatest centre back of all time. He was under 6 foot as well. So
Majority of the time just comes down to position.
yeah, position, and a lot of the times, like for example, Puyol knew how to read a game.
Yeah.
Right, but again, you won't see many centre backs out there. Like I just named 4, I can't name another one. right?
Yeah, like you said, it's
As a
position.
striker, you can be small, you can be quick.
It's but it's position and the team's
How the
playing
team
style.
plays, yeah.
Like if they need a tall guy at the front.
Yeah.
It depends if
on
they're
the wing.
going over.
Like you're not going to sign for Everton, who are coached now by Sean Dyche, if you're, under 6 foot
Yeah,
as a striker, because that's not going to work out
it's
for
not
you.
their style.
Yeah. Next question, please.
Is 2023 Man City the best team ever?
This is a very good question, and I've had debates with Khayo about this, who's a Man City fan.
Yeah.
He's telling me that he thinks this 2023 City team is the best team of all time. This is the best City team of all time.
This is the best Man City team of my time.
You think so?
Of my time watching the sport, yes, 100%.
I think it competes with the best teams, but I don't think it's the best team.
Okay, I think for me the 2017-18 Manchester City team is the greatest Man City team of all time. They're the one that
Well, the Aguero and all that.
Yeah, so Aguero was a striker. They had Company was a centre back. They had Fernandinho, who was the centre defensive
Toure?
mid. Yaya Toure played, I think, like
reached
3
the
games
end,
that
reached the
season.
end.
Yeah, but Fernandinho was the centre defensive mid that year. He was the best centre defensive mid in the world.
You know what? Yeah, that's a good solid
In the
sign.
world, yeah. So, and they had everyone who they have now. De Bruyne, Foden made his debut that season.
That's right.
So they had a lot of gun players, right?
But the in saying that, the form that they played in there and the form that they're playing now, which team would you want?
City that season are the only ever Premier League team to get 100 points. Ever.
Okay, so you reckon the 2017-18?
I think the 2017-18 team is the greatest Manchester City team of all time. I don't think the greatest Premier League team of all time.
No.
I think greatest Manchester City team of all time. But that can change if La
They win the treble.
Samahallah,
No, inshallah.
La Samahallah,
They win the
so
treble.
God willing, if they don't do this, but if they do, if they win the treble, they're the greatest Man City team of all time.
They will win the treble.
They won't
inshallah.
win.
Achievable, but hopefully
It's
not.
there.
Yeah.
It's there. It's so close. They can reach it. But if that happens, they are the greatest Man City team of all time. If not, I think the 2017-18 team trumps them. Next question, please, producer.
Do you agree?
No. What do you reckon? No, you didn't say
I
anything.
did.
Oh, yeah, you did.
I
That's
said
right.
it competes
I
with the
just
best team, but it's not the
elaborated.
best team.
Yeah, I elaborated. All right, yeah, next question, please, producer.
Who is winning the Champions League?
Who's going to win the Champions League? Let's go around the table quickly.
City, baby.
Real Madrid.
Real
City,
Madrid.
baby. That's the only team that scares me.
It's enough.
Yeah, City baby in 2 weeks, we'll see.
That's the only
Real
team that
Madrid.
scares me.
Real Madrid, continue. Next question.
Top 3 MMA fighters of all time.
Oh, top 3. You want to start?
My top 3 would be Anderson Silva.
You want to rank him?
Oh, so number 1 would be John Jones.
Yep.
Number 2, Anderson Silva. And number 3, it's debatable, but I love C-level Cain Velasquez.
So when he's not fighting in Mexico?
Yeah, when he's not fighting at high altitude.
High altitudes. Yeah, right. So yeah, he was a gun. But injuries ruined him.
Yeah,
If
that's
it
his
wasn't
only
for
problem.
injuries, that's the biggest one of the biggest what ifs in MMA.
Yeah.
Is if he didn't have them injury problems, how far would he have
I
gone in
loved
MMA?
watching that man fight. Wow.
Cain Velasquez was a freak. If you haven't seen him, honestly, YouTube clip, search him up on YouTube and just watch.
He's all people were talking about in school.
What is it? Yeah, back in school. Yeah,
everyone,
we loved him. That's when he was
I barely
heavyweight
watched
champion.
it and I started going like
That's when he was heavyweight champion. Go and search him up on YouTube and watch just a
beast,
freak
beast.
fighter. All right, I'll go my top 3. I'll go John Jones number 1, like you, 100%. Anderson Silva is number 2, and George St. Pierre is number 3. Now I'm going off.
I hate him, bro.
These
St.
aren't
Pierre
the
before he gets knocked out? St. Pierre?
no, after he got knocked out.
Safe St. Pierre.
Save St. Pierre. Save St. Pierre
He
would
won more.
have pumped everyone. No one could
It
touch
was
him.
boring.
So
He
he
was
was
boring.
boring. He was boring. So I do believe that these are the 3 fighters that I think are the greatest of all time. Not my favorite fighters of all time.
Yeah, no.
But I think they're the 3
Them are
greatest.
same,
And
yeah.
a very very honourable mention, massive honourable mention to Demetrius Johnson, who gets
Oh,
overlooked
Mighty
a
Mouse?
lot. Mighty Mouse Johnson
Mighty Mouse.
gets overlooked a lot. Go Bill.
Well, I haven't watched as long as you guys, but from the time I've watched it, I wish I could say Frank Mir because it was my favourite fighter. But you can't say that. I'll go like you guys, John Jones, Anderson Silva, and I have to throw Khabib for my 3rd.
That's a good one.
I was going to say, why not Khabib in your 2? Because he's definitely in my top 3.
Khabib, if he stayed in the sport for longer, he would have achieved amazing things.
I
but
agree.
Because he retired very early because of his circumstances and whatever, he is still the greatest on the ground for me that I've that I've watched over the times. But to be the top 3, you got to have a longer career.
Yeah, so we've watched it for a very long time. We've watched it for a very long time. So we've seen fighters way before Khabib's time. I've watched GSP. when he first won the title, when he lost the title to Matt Serra, got knocked out, and when he won it again against Matt Serra and just continued with that run where he didn't lose up until he retired.
Dominance.
Yeah, up until he retired. So that's, and Khabib again, if he kept it going, if he fought, I think 3 or 4 more times,
Would have been one of the greatest.
he would have ended up on my top 3.
In our hearts, he's one of the greatest.
100%.
Do you think anyone beats him, but?
Frank Mir.
Khabib,
Yeah. Or do you reckon he just keeps him going and going and going?
I think he keeps
Right
going.
now, I don't think there's anyone in his league, in his division that can beat him.
No, I don't think.
Do you reckon the
anyone
Conor
can
match goes the same way? I reckon.
Oh, every time.
beat- Yeah, that Conor McGregor match, 10 out of 10 times ends the same way. I do not see any way Conor beats him.
I agree.
Continue. Next question. That was the last question. Is that it for questions? All right. So now that was it for the Q&A. Remember, please, socials are linked below. Go and give us a follow on our socials and keep an eye out for the post. We post around Thursday or Friday for the Q&A. Put in any question you want. It can be about any sport, and we'll talk about it. Try to get it answered.
Just before we pass, I'll give a shout out to Hamoudi for his Matoma love.
He's Matoma,
Yeah,
yes.
he needs that love from last week.
Yeah.
You guys,
So Hamoudi, Matoma loves
He's
you
been
back.
telling us to talk about Matoma for a while now, and you got it. So,
So
Only
we
had
done it
to
for you
last
last
week.
week. We didn't mention your name, but Hamoudi, we love you.
all right. So, moving on, we're going to play a game now. So the game is inspired by the Box to Box show. So go follow them on TikTok if you don't already. They're a football show, very good content, and know a lot about football. And we're taking it from them. We're spinning it. It's about rugby league, this game. So what we're going to do is these two boys are going to draft a team of 5 players. I don't know what the draft's about, and I'm going to pick a player to go into the draft without actually knowing what the draft's about. At the end, I'm going to try to guess what the draft is about, and we'll go from there. So they know what they're drafting, I don't, and let's play. Who is your first choice?
My first
Write
choice.
it down for me so I can see. Your first choice.
My first choice will be Billy Slater.
Oh, okay.
my first choice, Darren Lockyer.
Nice.
Okay, no, I'll
No,
pick
then he
now.
sends one now.
My first choice will be Greg Inglis.
That's a shit guess.
That's rough.
It's rough.
Okay, I have no idea. Okay.
My second guess will be Steve Madder.
Andrew Johns.
Nice. I had him side there for a bit. Go.
Kalen Ponga.
Nah.
I don't know where you're going with that one. I'll go third pick, Jason Nightingale.
Hey, that is a good one, my friend. I'll go. Paul Gallen.
Fair enough. Slater, Madai, Nightingale.
I'll go with Andrew Ryan.
Andrew Ryan.
Might be a good choice.
Might be a good choice.
Might be a good choice.
I'll go Simon Mannering.
He's catching on, I think.
Yeah, fourth.
I'll go. Matt Scott.
I'll go with Josh Jackson.
He's on to us. I think he's on to us.
I think he's. That's a good guess.
It is.
It's a good guess.
I'll go Chris Lawrence.
No, you threw him off. You threw him off good. I'll go.
This is so hard.
It would be, yeah.
This is so hard.
To join the forward pack, to throw him off, Corey Parker.
All right, my last one. I'll guess Steve Price.
No, he's off. Thank God.
He's off.
You want
All
to
right,
guess? What was it?
I was thinking it was club captains.
Oh, shit, that's close.
Pretty good.
All of mine were captains.
No, mine
His weren't, but I'm like, maybe he searched up hard to see who's captain like 1 or 2
Do you want to tell them what
games.
it was?
It was One Club Men.
Oh, fuck, that was very good.
Who are retired as well.
That was very good.
Yeah, they were One Club Men. I thought Nightingale would have gave it away for you.
Fuck, I didn't go down that route. All right, so yeah, tell us in the comments if you got that one. I didn't.
It would have been a bit rough.
I didn't, but yeah. All right, so that's the Q&A for this week. We hope you enjoyed it. Again, socials are linked in the description below. Make sure you follow us down there. Peace.